Let's go to Squishy. Squish my tomato. You're up. What's up, buddy?
Squish my tomato, aka the young tickle princess.
How's it going?
I got a hand for you dealing with like being at or near the top of your range, but when your opponent has a very, very few bluffs as well.
Okay.
So the villain in the hand, he's not a regular. I've only seen him playing maybe once before. He's a younger Asian kid, kind of looks like he's competent, but other than that, I haven't really played with him, so I have no clue.
Uh-huh.
My image is I had just picked off a big bluff. So I don't know. He hasn't played with me before, really, so I don't know really what he thinks of me, and he's only really been at the table for about half an hour.
Okay.
So we're about 1,200 effective. I open King, Queen of Diamonds to 20 under the gun. This is 5-5.
Okay, so you open King, Queen of Diamonds, right, to 20 under the gun. Okay.
And he 3-bets to 55 from middle position.
Okay.
Actually under the gun, and then next to Act calls, he 3-bets to 55, and then it folds all the way back around to me.
All right, so call, and then he goes 55 from middle position 1, and it folds back to you, and you call.
I call, and then under the gun 1 calls as well. So we go 3 ways.
Okay. Got it.
Flop comes King, King 3 rainbow.
So the pot's about 165, and the flop comes King, King 3 rainbow. Okay.
I check under the gun 1, checks, he bets 105. I call, and the other guy folds.
So check, 105, call, fold. Okay. So you've got trip kings here, obviously. I think that, check calling is probably a pretty standard play when you think about, what's this guy's 3-betting range here, 5-5. It's interesting, Squishy. I actually played a small session of 5-5 at the bike, and I was quite surprised at how passive, everybody was. And also just like how people don't really have much of a 3-betting, like they don't really 3-bet all that light. So I think that actually is a pretty standard play. Obviously just to check call, if you think of a guy's range as like aces, ace king, pocket queens, you obviously don't want him to, check raise and then lose him in the hand. So yeah, I like the check call there.
Cool. The turn is an offsuit 6 completing the rainbow.
Okay.
And I check again, and now he bets 225, and I call.
Okay, so an offsuit 6, rainbow, check, you bet 220, and he calls, right?
I check, he bets 225, and I call.
Right, that's what I'm sorry. 225, and you call. Okay.
Now the river is an 8. And I check again, and I'm kind of expecting this to go check here. And now he bets 450.
So at this point, the pot is $830. River's an 8. You check, and he bets 450.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, this is a situation where it certainly looks like value, right? Unless you, for some reason, think that he is overplaying, say, pocket aces, something like that. I mean, you are getting about 3-1 here, so you're getting pretty good pot odds. I mean, you need to be good here 1 out of 4 times. And I just wonder, I mean, it really depends on the characterization of your opponent, but, I don't know if you've noticed, Squishy, that the trend for me over the last few months is that if I have a relatively strong hand and I'm getting decent pot odds, I'm not folding a whole lot. Obviously, this guy is representing ace king, and he has 4 combos of ace king. But at the same time, you're just check calling the whole way. So I don't think that anybody at this level would take aces for this type of sizing. But who knows what he thinks, or the fact that he might look weak to you. You know what I mean? I would rarely think that I would fold here if I'm going to need to be good here 1 out of 5 times. That's kind of how I think of it. 1 out of 4 times,
Yeah,
excuse me.
that definitely makes sense. I think this is a spot I folded, and I think it was probably a little bit bad to fold it. I mean, that's probably the. I mean, I guess I can have ace king there, but I think king queen is pretty much near the top of my range, right? And I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm going to go over a hand for tomorrow too on the podcast. See, I think that, things are different. Like the actions are different. Like I posted a hand on the Crush Live Poker forums about a big call down that I made with pocket jacks getting like 3-1 or getting about 2.5-1 with a very, very big triple barrel. But this is different. See, this is much different. Like I could check call here, getting 3-1, and needing to be good here 25% of the time. But I would make a fold if I were to say be like check raised on the river by somebody in a situation like this, in a similar situation. Do you see what I'm saying? Or if I was raised on the river all of a sudden, like if an old man coffee, like say for example, we had king queen here, and instead of somebody three betting, like we bet the flop, we bet the turn, and now we bet the river, and an older guy moved all in at the end, and the board was entirely rainbow, right? And then we were getting, say, 3-1 at the end. In a spot like that, I could see myself folding. Do you see what I'm saying? Being good 1 out of 4 times. Because if I go bet on king, king, 3 with king, queen, bet on a 6, bet on an 8, and then a guy shoves all in on the river, it's perfectly plausible that he has flopped, say, pocket 3s, pocket 6s, or pocket 8s way more than he is ever overplaying a hand, or he is now bluff shoving at the end. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I just couldn't figure out. I didn't think he was taking aces or queens for 3 streets like this, and I couldn't figure out what else he would do it with. But I guess there is that spaz factor that you always got to take into account. So
yeah, I think really river. I see some people in the chat talking about this hand. Like, you guys are gonna lose money in live poker stay in school if you don't fold king queen on the river if you get raised at the end. If it goes bet bet raise. Because that you're never going to be good here 1 out of 4 times against like a guy that you especially like against an older player in situations like that. But in this situation, given a 3-bet, yeah, I would definitely call. So thanks for the
all right,
thanks for the call, Squishy. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out CrushLivePoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.